is such a good game. It's so good.
Okay, Corey, for the last time, I do not play Crash Bandicoot. Leave me alone. Hey, look, an open room. We don't see too many of those around here.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah. Want to go check it out?
Sure.
Let's do it. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Hey man, what's up?
Not much. Oh, this bed doesn't look like it's very comfortable, dude.
It is.
Yeah, and what's up with your closet? There's not much clothes in here. What's up with that?
I mean, I have plenty of clothing.
Dude, and this laptop, how is this thing even running, dude? You seriously need to get an upgrade. I'm sorry.
I think it works fine.
And what about the walls? Like, where's all the accessories? It's so bland. Where are the posters?
You guys stop. My family can't afford all this stuff, and I'm not here for a cool room. I'm here for an education.
So sorry, we didn't mean to be nosy.
Yeah, we were just being really insensitive. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm just a little embarrassed about having the stuff I don't have, and so I accept your apology.
Yeah, thank you, dude. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you ever need anything, we're here to talk, or just come see us.
Dr. Rebecca Baker from the Department of Teacher Education. I've been asked to talk with you about residents and families from lower socioeconomic areas. And so I've titled my talk, Connecting and Caring, Reaching Out to Your Residents. I'd like you to consider the questions that you see on the screen. First of all, who are your residents? You've had a chance to get to know them, and what have you learned about them over these past couple of months? Another question I want you to think about is, how have you obtained information about their socioeconomic background? Did the student disclose something to you? Have you made some observations? Were you given information from another source? But how have you discovered their socioeconomic level? And how do you feel about your relationship with your residents, particularly those that come from economically challenged backgrounds? What you're seeing on your screen is an iceberg. And I like the iceberg as a model to talk about culture and talk about people in general. So when you look at this iceberg, and when we see an iceberg, we see the tip of it. We don't know the depth of it until we explore deep into the water to find out how deep does that iceberg go. That's the way it is with people. We can see who they are when they walk into a room. When they talk to us, we can find out things, but we don't really know them until we dig deeper and explore the deeper part of their cultural background, their life experiences, their educational background, and all of those things that have led this person, brought them to this point. And I talk about that as being cultural capital. All the experiences that you've had, that's your cultural capital. How you were raised, that's your cultural capital. Sometimes people tend to think of a person from an economically challenged area as a person who operates at a deficit. We need to set aside that assumption and look at a person for the assets that they have, the capital that they bring with them. One of the ways that you can be most helpful with your residents and their college experience is to help them navigate the waters. I'm sure that growing up, many of you heard that you were going to go to college, get your degree, find a job. You may even have been encouraged to work on an advanced degree, but that's not the experience that everyone has had. And we need to realize that in some situations, families have had to make choices about education and taking care of expenses. They may not have set aside the money to build up a college fund to have a good start when they come. They may not have had the experience of visiting several college campuses, may not have been exposed to resources that would help them in planning for college. So it's important to take all of that into account and know that many residents will be under a lot of stress. They can be thinking about the studies that they have to complete, balancing different courses, going to classes each day, maybe having a job, trying to be independent, thinking about family and concerns they may have for those at home, thinking about finances, wondering if they fit in. Are they getting engaged socially with others? Do they feel like they belong, or do they feel like their background is hindering them? So it's important for you as residence assistants to have your hands on resources that you can share with students and help them navigate through this system. Another thing to consider is that socioeconomics does not dictate how well a student will do academically. And sometimes that is another assumption that's made, that if you come from an economically challenged background, you won't do well in school. When I look at the students who are here on campus, they've been admitted because of their academic performance, their potential, their desire to be in college. And so looking at background needs to be set aside and focus on why the students are here, what they're trying to accomplish, and to build upon their academic strengths as opposed to looking at the deficits that they may perceive or that others may perceive about them. Relationships are super important when you are working with your residents, especially those from an economic background that may have been challenging as they were growing up. They may not feel as confident about their experiences. College life can be a little intimidating. They may have the feeling that someone is looking at them in terms of what they don't have as opposed to what they do have. They may not be recognizing their cultural capital. So it's important to provide a support system, and that starts with a good relationship, being a good listener, recognizing stress and students being overwhelmed. Because if you haven't had somebody in college before you, a family member, then you may really be feeling it and not knowing what to do, where to go. So this is where you become a valuable resource, a critical person in your residents' lives by knowing how to help them navigate the system and pointing them in the direction of resources they need. Watch for isolation because they may be very lonely. And also think about culture shock. This can be the first time away from home, away from family. If they're a very close-knit family, they may feel that they don't want to share information because that's just the way they were raised. Any number of things can be going through their minds. And so it's important to recognize when you see changes in your residents that you reach out to them and see if you can be of help, be of assistance, and that they should feel like they can come and talk to you and see you as someone who can help and is not going to view their questions as unimportant, as things they should know, but that they can come and talk to you when they need. Just as a reminder, everyone has needs and everyone has something to offer. So when you go back to that cultural capital, we all have cultural capital. We all have things, no matter what our socioeconomic background is, we have something to offer. And we need to encourage that and keep that in the forefront of the minds of students from economically challenged backgrounds. And we need to think about needs. Are their basic needs being met? Are they finding their way through this higher ed experience? So anything you can do to provide support in that area is going to help your residents be even more successful. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have questions or want to talk further, I have worked with families from challenging backgrounds, and I'm happy to share resources that I have, information, answer questions. So feel free to contact me. My email address is there on the screen. So I hope that you have a great rest of the semester and that you take care of yourselves and stay well. Thank you.